Hey everybody, Dr. Daryl Joffrey here. I'm the CEO and founder of Alkaline and the author of Get Off Your Acid. So today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is the foods that you eat. Now, in regards to the specific foods that you put into your body, how do you know if that food is alkaline or alkaline forming, or if that food is acidic or acid forming? And as you can see here, we have a bunch of different fruits here, citric acid fruits. And what we're going to talk about is really not so much of what these foods do outside of the body, but more so what these foods do inside your body once you eat these foods. And that's going to really give you a better understanding of how to decipher in your life when you're eating food. Is that food healthy? Is that food driving alkalinity? Or is that food making us sick? And is that making us inflamed? So on the topic of alkalinity, in the last video, we talked about the difference between alkaline water and alkalinity. And there was a clear difference between the two. And that was sparked from an article that Dr. Joseph Mercola wrote. And if you haven't seen that video yet that I did, please go check it out. It was probably one of the most important videos I'm ever going to do because I really got into the clear understanding of the difference between the two. Got a lot of great emails and responses after that. But one thing I want to really clear up is I am a huge fan of alkaline water. There are many, many therapeutic benefits of alkaline water. We use alkaline water at home. We keep it at a pH of 9.5. And like I said, there are some great components. But the video was really about, is that a buffer of acid? And it's not. And I gave a really cool visual demonstration of what I meant by that. So go check out that video. I'm going to show you what I mean. But what I showed in that video was if you want to make your water alkaline, if you want to give alkalinity to your body needs one thing, minerals. And what we did was we added this mineral powder from Alkaline. This is our daily minerals, which is your four most alkalizing minerals. We have calcium citrate, magnesium glycinate, and it's very important when you're choosing a mineral supplement that you have those two in a 1-to-1 ratio. I can't tell you how many supplements I come across where you see calcium like 5-to-1 compared to magnesium. And the problem is that that's not 1-to-1. Your body can't absorb the calcium. Look at something like dairy. Why is dairy not, why can't you absorb the calcium in dairy? One of the big reasons is that it has a ratio of 10-to-1 in regards to the calcium and the magnesium. So it's almost impossible for your body to uptake that, let alone that there's so many acid-forming components to dairy. Not my opinion, that's a fact. All right, so your body actually needs more internal calcium from your body to actually neutralize all the acid that you're actually drinking in the milk. It's a whole other topic for a conversation, which we'll get into another time. All right, but my whole point was when we added the minerals to the water, it became a buffer of acid. It doesn't matter what acid you introduce. It could be the carbon dioxide gas from our breath, which is what we use in the experiment. It could be a cup of coffee. It could be stress. It could be carbonated water. It could be sugar, which we're going to talk a little bit about today. My whole point is if you want to keep your body's pH balanced, you have to give it help, and that's what minerals do. The cool thing, though, is that your body has this elaborate buffer system. There's about 6 different buffers from your adrenal glands, your kidneys, your lungs, your breathing, okay? 70% of the total toxic load in your body is actually reduced or removed by your breathing. That's why we have to become better breathers, or at least practice breathing a few times a day, because when we're stressed, what happens? We stop with the diaphragmatic breathing and we get more up into our chest. We start to use these accessory muscles, which we don't want to use. All right, so minerals is the way that we buffer the acid, and if we want to help our body out by helping it balance its pH, you have to eat more foods that are alkaline forming. Now, in that video, we gave the example of spinach. Spinach actually has the pH of 6.4, which is on the acid side. So if you look at the pH scale, the scale goes from 0 to 14. 0 is like pure acid. That could burn a hole through metal. That's not good, obviously. So it's like battery acid, acid rain, right? Then you have 14, the other end of the spectrum. That's pure alkaline. That's not good either. 7 is neutral. So the pH of your blood, which is the most important pH of the body, because different parts of the body have different pHs. All right, so the pH of your blood, which is king, is tightly regulated at a number of 7.4. It's in a narrow range of 7.35 to 7.45, but tightly regulated at 7.4. So just like your body temperature needs to be at 98.6, it's always going to keep that in check. It's a thermostat. So the pH of your blood works the same way. So the whole purpose of eating alkalizing foods or alkaline-forming foods, right, is not to make your body more alkaline. It's a big misconception. It's always 7.4. It's always slightly regulated at that slight alkaline number. So the whole purpose of alkalizing is to take stress off your body's buffering system. So your body doesn't have to work so hard doing all the regulating. So that's why people are so drained of energy. All right, if I was to look at health in one word, as Tony Robbins says, health is energy. So I asked you today, what is your health like right now? What is your energy? So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like unstoppable energy, 0 like Walking Dead, how would you honestly rate your energy? All right, if you're a 7 out of 10, are you a 5 out of 10? All right, it means we've got more work to go. There's no reason why they can't be a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, even during the holiday season. So going back to the spinach, which has a pH of 6.4, which is slightly acidic, right? But spinach is a health food, right? It's dark green, it's loaded with chlorophyll, which is the oxygen, all right? It's the blood of the plant, all right? It's what gives our body energy. Our body transforms that food into fuel. But that food is acidic, all right? Its pH is 6.4. So we don't really care about the pH. When we talk about pH, which stands for potential of hydrogen, it's really about how our body balances its pH. It's about how our body, through the foods and by the things that we eat, takes stress off the buffering system. But the food itself, what we care about is what that food does once you consume it. So spinach, which has a slightly acidic pH of 6.4, actually has a highly alkalizing effect to your body. It's got high alkalinity. And that's what Mercola talked about towards the end of the article. And that was the difference that I talked about in that specific video that we did last time. So when you put spinach into your body, because it's got a lot of minerals, it's high in minerals, those minerals buffer the acid. So even though its pH is slightly acidic, it's got a highly alkalizing effect to the body. So that brings us to today's topic, which is how do you know if the food is alkaline or alkaline forming, which is what the goal is, or if that food is acid or acidic forming. And here's the thing, when you look at the foods in your daily diet, 80-20 is our goal, right? That's my 80-20 rule. 80% of the foods that you eat should have alkaline nature to it, all right? No more than 20% should be acid forming. And as long as you keep that nice steady balance, you're gonna keep your health, you're gonna keep your energy, you're going to keep your weight the way you want it, and all those things that you really want in regards to just optimization. Now, we have 4 different fruits here, all right? So this is what we're going to talk about. We have the good old orange, we have the lemon, we have the lime, and we have the grapefruit. Now, all 4 of these fruits are citric acid, all right? If I was to cut my finger and squeeze this lemon on it, that's going to burn, right? Because acid burns, acid's corrosive. Right, but what we want to talk about is what these foods do inside your body. Now, my question to you is, out of these 4 citric acid fruits, 3 of these are actually alkaline forming. They're not alkaline, just like the spinach. They're alkaline forming, which means when the body metabolizes the food, once you consume the food, it has an alkaline or alkalinity effect to your body. So 3 of these are alkaline forming, 1 of these are acid forming. So my question is which one of these 4 citric acid fruits is acidic? Which is the acid forming fruit? All right, so if you guess the orange, you are right. So why? I want you to think about this from a common sense standpoint. When you eat these, or if you drink these as a juice, all right, what's the difference? How do they taste? All right, obviously these are a little bit more sour in nature. This one is sweeter in nature. So that's the difference. When you look at the sugar component, all right, and sugar is the most acidic thing you can put into your body, I always say sugar equals acid and acid equals inflammation. It literally just binds up your whole digestive system and inflames your body. All right, so when you look at these 4 fruits, what we want to know about is what is their sugar content. So the lemon is 2% sugar and so is the lime. Right, which is great, low sugar. Grapefruits are about 5% sugar, but the orange is 12% sugar. So when these go in your body, all right, it's going to be good. They're going to decrease inflammation. They're going to have an alkalizing effect to the body, right? But when the orange is consumed, it's going to have an acid forming effect to the body. That is why when you're sick, or if your kids are sick, the very last thing you should do is give them oranges or orange juice. Why? Because it's loaded with sugar. And we all know that sugar feeds bacteria, it feeds the infection, right? You're prolonging that infection, whether it's bacterial, viral, or fungal. So we want to deprive those organisms, those pathogenic organisms, of the foods that they love. If you have chronic yeast in your body, a good way to check is look at your tongue. Is there white on it? It means that your body is over acidic from all the sugar. So you got to decrease the sugar. And the last thing you should do is be drinking or eating oranges. Now, the orange is way better than a bag of chips, right? And it's way better than a glass of orange juice, because what's the difference, right? To get a glass of orange juice, you have to take 4 or 5 of these guys, squeeze out the juice, and then you have the orange juice. But what's the problem? You've removed the fiber, the phytonutrients, the vitamins, the minerals. So you're taking all the good stuff, and what are you leaving behind? Just the sugar juice, right? It's pure sugar water. You must avoid that. All right, something like an apple juice, all right, or an apple, all right? So 1 apple is like 4 teaspoons of sugar, but when you take the apple juice in 1 bottle, you're getting like 4 apples. That's 16 teaspoons, all right, 4 grams per teaspoon. So think about how much that is of sugar. So this is actually the worst thing kids can have. These kids are eating and drinking so much sugar through things like fruit, all right? You have to understand there's no such thing as natural sugars in fruit. Sugar is sugar to your body in all forms. Now, some sugars are worse and some sugars are better. So obviously the orange is better than the bag of chips or sugar in something like that. However, the orange still contains a lot of sugar. So what we want to look at in regards to the food is what is the sugar content, what is the mineral content, and what is the fiber content. So all 4 of these have lots of minerals. They have lots of water. They're high water content fruits, and they're high in vitamins. But the difference is the sugar component. Where these are all low in sugar, this is high in sugar. So that is how you know if the food is alkaline forming or if that food is acid forming. So let me give you a little quiz here, and I'm not going to tell you the answer. You can post it below. All right, bananas. Is a banana alkaline forming or acid forming? So I'm curious what your take is on that, and that's how I know that you watched this video, because I want you to post the answer below. All right, so what we're also going to do is give you access to our Ultimate Alkaline Acid Food Guide. It's an amazing, amazing chart of over 550 foods. In this guide, you will actually be able to see the pH in terms of its alkalinity of over 550 foods. Number 1, we have a list that's basically all foods by alkaline or alkalinity. So it goes from high alkaline to low alkaline. Then we have another chart, which is all foods by acid. So high acid to low acid. Then we have an A to Z chart. So if you want to know exactly where that falls, you can just look that up and within a few seconds know exactly what that food's pH is in regards to its mineral content and sugar content. And we basically say it's just high alkaline, middle alkaline, low alkaline, high acid, low acid, so on and so forth. You get the picture. All right, everybody. So that is it.